Dave, yes. Austria, who a lot of people gave an outside chance to in the betting. They were 40 to 1 at the start of play. And they have half a chance. Winners to play Canada. And very firm favourites, 9 to 1 on to beat China in this first round game. Mind you, there was a few punters' fingers burnt last night when Scotland got beat at 1 to 25. And as you were mentioning earlier, and as Dave was mentioning, Bob Anderson coaching. There he is, the Limestone Cowboy. Marvellous wander down memory lane, Rodney, to 1988 when he was the world champion.
Yes, an extremely, well, a great player in his day, and a great ambassador as well. There isn't much that he didn't win. Won 3 World Masters on the trot, which, although he won that World Championship, the 3 World Masters at the time was the biggest achievement, I think, in my opinion, for Bob. To win that 3 years on the trot was incredible.
Well, no, impossible, in fact, wasn't it? I mean, it was unheard of.
Yes, I had a little chat with him this evening. He said to me, "You've got a bit of grey on top." I said, "At least I've got some grey on top." He's going a bit thin, is Robert.
55.
But you go back to the Austrians, yes, I said that these could be dangerous. You've got the young man, Raul John Rodriguez, who's really making some inroads into the professional tour. One of the bright young talents coming out of Europe. And Sulovic, well, we all said that he might not keep that form up, but he certainly has. And make no mistake that his slow play has nothing to do with how good he is. He's good because he's absolutely a brilliant dart player.
60.
That was Wei Hong Lee, playing in the World Cup for the first time. Both the players came through qualifiers, but Wang Junyu was here last year, played here last year. As they got through to the second round, he lost to Phil Taylor in the singles. Played Taylor over in Singapore as well, in the Singapore Masters. So Lee replacing Wenger Xie. Do you remember him from last year? That brilliant game against Adrian Lewis. There was some right old fun and games in that match. Anyway, 65 here for Roby John.
He doesn't want to hit the bullseye. Well, it's 14 for double top.
45.
Well, a chance here for China.
China require 117.
117. Got to go for the treble 20 with this first start. Now he'll switch to the treble 19. And that leaves Sulovic to come back now. Normally his favourite is double 14, unusual for a professional dart player. But this guy does not miss doubles very often. And that's well, he was walking. He was halfway to the board. And what a guide that is. And that's why just clipped the first dart. And a nice little glance into the double 10.
Yeah, Spencer now ranked number 7 in the world. 35 spots ahead of his playing partner, former world youth runner-up, Roby John.
Generally, the funny thing is that he grips the dart like he does, which is very unusual for a dart player, because he used to have dartitis. And holding it in his fingertips, he just kept being jittery. And then he puts it in the whole of his hand, literally. As if he was holding a cricket ball, I think. And although the rhythm is not brilliant, it certainly works.
Yeah, Roby John's younger brother, Rusty Jake, won a tournament on the PDC's development tour, didn't he, Rod, just a couple of weeks ago?
And there's another one younger than those who's a very good dart player as well.
And they're all RJRs, aren't they? Quite quirky and quite quaint. Yes, you mentioned the grip of Sulovic, Rod. It always looks like he's trying to take some fingerprints, doesn't he? He's a member of CID or something. But he's become a very, very good darts player.
Yes, he doesn't miss many chances. If you let him off, you're not going to go back to the dartboard.
43.
And he's had a lot of games where he's over the 100 average, so he's got the scoring power as well. And we mentioned earlier, that's why the Austrians could be very dangerous if this young man gets on his game. And like you say, they've got Canada next, which they would be firm favourites to win that one.
Without a doubt. Well, they're going to go for the lot to leave double six.
136. Austria require 100.
Well, even the two treble visit has put some pressure on the gentle. Yes, double 18. Always makes you wonder, doesn't it? They know what they're going for. They hit the prescribed target and then wonder what they should go for next. That's what you want to go for next, Mention.
He
loves it, doesn't he? He loves this game. The entertaining and idiosyncratic Austrian. Yes, Mention. 2-0 to the Austrians.
Well, there it is. The way he literally, his whole hand is round that dart. So on release, he's not just got to get a couple of fingertips out of the way, he's got to get the whole hand, which makes it even more harder. But with Mensah, normally, you know, a guy that comes on the circuit, plays 2 years and goes up the rankings. It's that third and fourth year is when you find out if they've got it. Certainly Mensah has not let up. He's carried on. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with for a good few years.
Yeah, they played together now. Well, this is the fourth year they've played together, RJR and Mensah. It's quite interesting, actually, but both the Austrian players, when they've had their turn at the board, are pottering over to the table there to almost find something to do to occupy their mind. They're doing a little bit of Sudoku over there or something, but they certainly not want to be waiting in a queue, are they? You know, they're trying to find a way of passing the time.
Well, this is the biggest thing about pairs, and this is where the Scottish pair went wrong, especially Gary Anderson. He's not used to waiting that long, and because he's such a rhythm and a quick player, he just wants to get the hock in. He was getting a bit anxious, I think. You've got to go to a little place, as they say. Roby's had walked a couple of yards, and he didn't want to. The reason he's moved so far over, he didn't want to bring into the game those flights. And normally you see those flying double top, to be quite honest, but it was up high enough to leave Mensah Suljovic double top for a 3-0 lead.
Better in double top than treble 20, Rod, that's for sure, as Mensah looking for the aforementioned double. Now looking for double 10. Roby John will be looking for double 5 when he comes back, and it's if he comes back too. Because Liu here will not be taking that out.
But he's going to put a bit of pressure on, and this double 5, like we've mentioned about the double 9, is not the easiest double to hit.
68.
Now Roby
Austria required 10.
Either split it with the first or just above. Oh no, that's pretty good guide. And that's why. Aimed at the top wire with that first one, and rather have a little bit of an over pitch to set it up absolutely perfect.
Well, all going to the script from the two gentlemen from Vienna.
100.
Oh, Vienna. 23 now, Roby John. But he's got a lot of experience for a 23-year-old. We mentioned the World Youth Championship runner-up. And this man has got oodles of experience too, as he smashes in the first maximum of the match. Magical from Mensah.
When Roby first come on the circuit, he played Robert Thornton over in Austria in one of the European events, and after every throw he was dancing around the stage, and you know, the right people had a little word in his ear, and since then he's really calmed down and concentrated more on the darts, and certainly coming out of it.
57.
It's going to be interesting to what Bob Anderson will see in this game for China,
Thank you.
and where he's going to go from it, you know, and move on. Is he going to go out there and start up training schools and do the coaching that way?
Well,
Well, a fifth ton 40 for the Austrians, and that puts them within 3 darts of a 4-leg lead. As you mentioned earlier, Ron, they'll be firm favourites to defeat Canada.
Require 124.
Well, that is okay because it leaves tops. So Mensah will have 3 at that. It's fair to say they've not been put under any pressure or push, but it's still been one of the best performances of the first round from the Austrians. They're averaging 92. Well, this is what happened in the last leg. In the last leg, Roby John hit double 5. This time, Mensah gets the job done.
Good play, Austria to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, it's been a very solid performance from the Austrians, and leading in every leg. They haven't been pushed at all. And this man
85.
has played a good captain's role. He's gone off with a good score on every visit.
South Africa versus Sweden to follow this match, then Brazil, the boys from Brazil versus Switzerland, Northern Ireland against Germany, England, Gibraltar, and the Netherlands against the Czech Republic. Michael van Gerwen, who had that scare with a foot problem, declared fit to play and accompany RBB for the tournament favourites.
81.
Well, of course, once this first round's concluded, we go over to singles matches, which then plays into the hands of the more experienced tour players. Perhaps some people would like to see it stay at pairs, Rodders.
44.
Interesting conversation.
The single leaves the double, which would have been for the whitewash win for the men in black and white. But the younger Austrian, RJR,
30.
back here for double 10 to wrap up a 5-0 win and the smoothest of passages to round 2. Mensah Suljovic and Roby John Rodriguez putting on an excellent display here in Frankfurt.